Sorry. Yeah, as we talked about already, I think, basically, of course, they have to be good footballer, but they have so many other qualities also. If you look aside of the technical part, the working performance they put in, they are physically really strong, they are mentally very strong. They have stood up with me for 4.5 years, a lot of repetition, a lot of tactical training, and if you ask them, I answer you honest, I don't think they have the most funnest practices with me. But instead, I think we are one of the better organized team. They know exactly how we should play, help each other, as Birger were talking about. When you play a good team like Portugal, for instance, and there's so much individual skills in the team, we have to close them down in different ways. But at the same time, I think what is good with these guys, they can play football also. So if you've seen the matches, we can have a pretty good attacking part of the game too. But I think the big thing is, besides of course being rather good footballers, is the mental strength in the team, the working rate. They are very fit, everybody. They can work for 90 minutes. So I think we are a really difficult team to break down.
Colleague at the back.
Robert Börjesson, Expressen Sweden. It's a question for the players. What would you say were the biggest things that Lars has taught you during this time?
Tell the truth.
Only the truth.
Only the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah, of course, he has taught us a lot, because it was very important for Icelandic football at this time to get a coach with experience from international level. All the players are playing at international level, and normally, with all due respect, the coaches were from Icelandic level. So you were coming back to the national team, and the trainings and everything wasn't at the same standard as you were used to with your clubs. So first of all, he's brought experience, and of course he brought a system that everybody knows. Everybody knows how we will play. That's good for us, that when we come in, there's no surprises. You know what you're going to do, you know what job you have to play. And from the start, we've been very hard to break down. And when you work hard and are organized, it's always difficult to play against you. It doesn't matter who you play against. Of course, we've had good games and bad games, but in general, with his experience and his repetitions, of course, we've had too many of the same meetings with him, so he knows it. So, but it's brainwashing. So every time it's the same, and that helps. That when you come in, there's no surprises.
Timmy, would you like to add something? It was a question to both players.
No, it's of course to learn from a coach with that experience is just a privilege. You can just see how much he has put into the team. I don't think many of the people out there expect us to be here, so great credit to him.
Lars, we saw the movie the other day. There was a quote with Heimir after the game in Croatia, where he said that there were things that, in hindsight, you realized that didn't maybe go according to plan in the build-up to that game, which at that time was definitely the biggest for us. I would say today that the game against Portugal is the biggest for us today. Is it something that we have learned from the preparation from Croatia? Is that something you could share with us, maybe what went wrong in the build-up to the game in Zagreb?
No, I mean, what I suppose Heimir was meaning was that when you have a few days like we had between the doubleheader against Croatia, it's a big part of the coach job is to get the players ready, not only physical but mostly mental. And I think I did a mistake, and I did it a few times before that because you have the big responsibility to get the players on the right level. And I don't think, as I said before, as an example with the Croatia game, that if we get a little bit passive, we don't play the way we normally do. It's a question about the attitude, whatever you call it. And that responsibility is lying on me as a coach to really see that they are prepared. And when we had such a short time, we gave priority to other things, and that was even if I knew it, But I didn't think good enough to help the players in that way, because you always have to go out with an attitude. That's so important against Portugal also. I mean, even if we know we're playing a good team, if we're going out there and don't want to dominate the pitch, try to really dictate the match out the way we would like to play. So it's really a lot about mental strength and being aware of that as a player, and not going out there and just feeling good that we are here and then stand and looking upon the Portuguese players, if you understand what I mean. So what I regret from the Croatian game was that we, what Alfred said, that we didn't repeat maybe a little bit more about these things, that just go out there and you can do it in a little bit different ways in your amateur psychological way.
Question for Lars, Tim Lee, UEFA Television. What, in your opinion, is the best performance by one of your teams at a major international tournament? And what ingredients from that experience might you try and share and instill here with Iceland?
When you say tournament, I suppose you mean qualification matches. That's the only competitive games we have played.
No, with other national teams,
okay.
Major competitions, summer competitions.
And what was your question? To compare?
What's the most satisfying experience you've had at a summer tournament?
Okay.
And which ingredients from that success and that experience might you try and instill?
I think you can divide it into two parts. The one is what is really important, I think, when you go to the finals, is all logistics around the team, all the planning, living, training facilities and things like that. And we've been pretty lucky in that way, I would say, without except once with the Swedish team. And if I should tell you about the Nigerian experience, then we missed the training because it was a little bit complicated to get a good training camp in South Africa. So that's one part of it, and that has worked really, really well. Of course, we had some smaller mistakes on the way. We don't. I mean, it's a little staff in Iceland. They have 18 people in the FA. If you compare with Sweden, I think they are about 130 now. So they really work like hell with all things. But when it comes to so that has been really important. I learned, of course, from that through all the finals I've been to and all the scouting I've done for hotels and training facilities. When it comes to the football part, I learned a lot from the first finals we went to. I think we was a little bit over-ambitious in our preparations. Not that we forced anything on the players, because we had a fantastic group then also. But then I think I learned from that. So I think to find the balance with training, team meetings, free time and things like that. So, but that's, I think, went pretty well in all the finals I went to, except the first one that we did some mistakes.
I have a couple more questions. First, Portuguese.
I would like to know what kind of attention will you pay to Ronaldo on the pitch or on the game, and if you think he is fit, considering that this was a very long season, not just for him, but also for him, about the final of Champions League, and if it was an intelligent move by Fernando Santos to give him a week of vacation before this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, about the shape, I really don't know. What I could see from his 45 minutes against Estonia, he looked fit to me. And the question about giving him a week free, I think, was a really good thing to do from the coach. I mean, these players now playing in top clubs and in national teams. I mean, we definitely are playing too many matches in too short time. I think, and I really understand if he was feeling tired after the Champions League final. So I think what should be really good for the calendar is if that, as they did now, they prolonged. I mean, we have 13 players playing. He was free or on vacation, but if you had a week, I think you reload from a physical point of view anyway. Then how much you need from a mental point of view, that's up to every individual, I think. But I think you can expect to see the best of Ronaldo, except from our game when we play against them.
Tom, final question. Guys, to both of you, is it easy for you coming into the tournament being kind of settled in your clubs? You're kind of scoring again in Augsburg and the Swiss champion. Not, of course, this is a big window for you, a bigger team for watching. But is it easier for you not to be have to use this as a window and just play the game?
Yeah, of course. Going into a tournament like this, for any players, it's really important to have a good season. And of course, I feel in good shape personally. So, yeah, to answer your question, it's of course it's really good for the confidence to go into this tournament after a good season. So, yeah, I think he says himself.
Yeah, same for me. I think coming into the tournament of a good season, like Birkir is saying, is something that gives you a lot of confidence. Confidence is something you don't pick up off the ground. Something you work with, performances you gain, and for me that's very good that I can come into the tournament strong. Of course, all of the players have put all the preparation around this tournament, change clubs, and to be in top shape now. And I can only speak for myself, but I'm feeling really good, fit, and in good shape for this tournament.
Okay, until next time, thank you.
Thank you very much.